Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Beginner Base Guides. Today we'll be covering a trio base. The floor plan is as you see right now. Of course, this is the final form. You will be upgrading or using it a lot on the way as you progress. And with this format, we will be showing you how the final form tour is, and then followed by how to build it. Okay, so in the how to build it section, I recommend that you watch the video at 0.75x if it's a little bit too fast for you. Okay, this design utilizes the stability bunker for your protection. Wall drill is about 23 rockets from any direction. Door path is the most expensive at close to 33 rockets. Okay, even if they were to drill from the ceiling, it will cost 23 rockets. And to fully get to TC, it will cost up to 27 rockets. Okay, so it's a compact design. It may seem like there's a lot of space, but it can comfortably fit a trio, up to a trio. It's a bit much for solo, but it's okay for up to trios. Okay, so without further ado, this is your airlock. Okay, the reason why it's using this one is so that these 3 sets of double doors act as an airlock, so people will not be able to pass through. Okay, so on this side is just, you can use this room for whatever. You can put a fridge here, right? I'll leave it up to you, but this is the peak to allow you to see outside if you have any door campers. You can change it to a peek out as well, it's up to you. Okay, similarly, this is what it's for. Garage door, higher. Okay, this one leads to your spawn room, so you can fit 2 bags here. If you only use 1 locker, not 2, you can put 3 bags in here. Okay, so if you expect to get online a lot, then maybe you might want to have 6 kits available so you can use to fight. Okay, so T3 comes outside here because indoors there's not enough space. Okay, this T3 acts as a secondary wall, so even if they were to blow through the front, they will still need to go through a T3. Okay, so let's head in. So inside here, this is the raised foundation, and then this is where you would usually have your seal. Okay, so this is usually how it will be. So when raiders come in, they have to blow through these, which is 15 rockets. Okay, behind this garage door, you have the box where you put your hammer and your resources to build this half floor. Okay, this flooring, and then you have an built-in oil refinery here. Okay, so you don't have, if you live far away from the outpost or dome and you need to refine to get your low grade, so this is a nice to have section. And it also acts as additional honeycomb, so people can't go straight into your core. Okay, so let's continue on with the tour. So this is the stability bunker concept. So next is this wall here. You do not upgrade to HQM because it can be seen from the side entrance room. So here you put 3 furnaces. 6 furnaces will be good enough. Okay, it's optional. You can always seal it off like what I did on this side, because you actually only need 2 triangle as usable honeycomb. The rest of it you can just throw it out the window. Okay, so middle here is honeycomb triangle, which is not used. Okay, you have above this is a half floor, which is your top section of your ceiling. Okay, so 8 rockets for the sheet metal and 15 rockets for the HQM floor, so that's 23 rockets in total just to get through from the roof. Okay, so these are optional. You could always have just kept it at metal, it's fine. It depends on how much you can afford. Okay, the interior is okay. By the time they reach here, you would more or less have lost your base if they reach this far. Okay, but make sure this one is HQM, yeah? Make sure this one here is HQM. So when they come in, it's 15 rockets. Okay, so I'll leave it up to you how you want to have it. If you want more safety, the T2 can come in front here instead. So you'll have the T2 followed by in this triangle, and then this side you will have your 3 furnace. So you will only get 3 lah in this base. So it's 3 or 6 up to you. For more safety, this one could be a full wall instead. Okay, so just like this one is a full wall. Okay, so this is where your TC is. Okay, 1 box here. You cannot put another box, otherwise you will not be able to reach your TC. And then up here you have your standard newbie design. This is the easiest. You can put 2 large boxes in the back, barbecue, so plus the small box in front. So I recommend you put the garage door first before you put these, otherwise you will have to remove these before you can put the garage door. So same thing, this 2 you can set it down here in front of this box as well, so that way you will have more boxes. Okay, this small box here is extra. You can have it here or you can just remove it, it's up to you. It's since you have a square open here. So what some people would prefer to do is to put a campfire here, so you can at least see when you're inside a base at night. Okay, base has no electrical systems. This is just compact and small. What is the upkeep? The upkeep is more or less around this number. So you will have about 2k metal frags, because once you add in the window bars and the reinforced glass, those will increase your upkeep. So I'm counting it as 2k metal frags. HUM is 40. Couple of barrels, those will get you there. About 1005 stone and 67 wood for all the wood shutters and this thing. Okay, so from inside, when you spawn inside your core, just break this with your rock, and then it will open up the bunker, so you'll be able to use it. Okay, so defense for the, it's like this. Okay, so as you can see, this is where the HQM, this is where your TC is, and behind that is just 2 triangles as your honeycomb. Okay, so how do we build it? How do we start? Very simple. You start with 1 triangle, that's for your TC, followed by 2 squares. Okay, and then make sure you can fit everything. This is the floor plan. Everything else is just you build as per needed. So this is where your oil refinery will be inside. Okay, for the outer layer here, your honeycomb, to hide that is like this. Okay, so to hide this, your final honeycomb will be like, layout is like this. Okay, so if you look here, okay, so it's like this. So this is how much you need. So if you want to, you can grab a photo right now. I'm going to pause it right here for a bit so you can see how your base front will look like. Alright, let's continue with the build. So I'm going to remove all of this, or I'm just going to leave it, it's easier. So what you do is you first make sure your TC is secured. Okay, I recommend if you have the stuff, if you don't have the stuff, right, just at the very least like this. Okay, the rest of this is easily, you can upgrade it later. So for your starter, this is what you do. Okay, just put your TC in there, wall it off. So the wall hard side can be facing you or it can be facing inward. It's optional, doesn't really do much, because if people raid through anyway, you're gonna lose the base anyway. Okay, so let's go for the highest protection. Okay, so first, this is your honeycomb, which you're not using. Okay, so upgrade as you go along. some people say that, oh, you don't have to put honeycomb so early, but it's really up to you. There's no early or late in this. Okay, then this, remember, this is your usable honeycomb, so you can seal this off first. This is just honeycomb that is not used. Okay, just seal it off. Alright, and then this is your first usable honeycomb. So remember, slap a, you can either put a door on it, okay, or you can put a window frame. Okay, so I prefer window frame over door. It's just a personal preference. Don't forget to upgrade, otherwise it'll be very cheap for people to come. Okay, so this is what you do. Alright, for those of you who don't know how to do it, this is how you put your furnace. Push it right into the corner right at the end, and then you just wiggle around and get the rest. So once you have your furnaces down, smack your window frame. Okay, and if you're just starting out, this is your starter base. You can put the T1 here first, and then you don't have to seal it yet, because later you have to remove it to change it to a tier 2. Okay, so I'm going to upgrade it straight to tier 2 right now. I don't need that. Okay, so tier 2, this is your usable honeycomb. So next, you upgrade your front door. Okay, so what you do, you put a half wall here and then a full wall on top. Okay, you can break this for now, and then this as stone. So over here, since this one is going to be the oil refinery, if you don't want your oil refinery here, you can just use it here as your straightaway simple door path. I'll do a similar design like this, but without the oil refinery for you next time. Okay, in this episode we're doing the all-in-one type. So make sure you leave this one as twig, because you need to break it down later. So seal it off. Okay, oh wait, before I forget, you're supposed to seal the ceiling. And one more thing, if you wanted to do a shelf like the other side, you need to make sure you have half floor inside one side. So it's either that side or this side, up to you, no difference. Okay, so only then can you put the half floor in here. Right, so you have your storage space. It also somehow strengthens the structure of your base. Apparently walls are harder if there's a half wall inside, but it also increases upkeep, so don't smack it in every single honeycomb. Alright, you don't want to kill yourself with upkeep. Okay, next up, okay, because it's actually optional, up to you whether you want to leave it half floor or no half, what kind of door you want to have it. So normally we could also recommend that you use proper doors. So what you can do is just bring this one up to normal height, okay, and then you'll have an extra storage space to use. This is just to increase rate costs if people were to think that this is the easy way in. Okay, so what are you going to do in these triangles? We are going to seal it off. So these are your honeycomb for this part, which is your oil refinery. So how do you put your oil refinery? Before you build this, put your oil refinery first, otherwise you will have problem getting out. Okay, so put it on, there you go. Alright, so here you have your oil refinery, you have storage box here. Okay, you can put your wood, charcoal, or whatever non-essential stuff here, inside here. Okay, and then this part is sealed off walls. Your only door will be, sorry, this is sealed. This one is your door. Okay, so just to make it harder for other people trying to come into your base, okay, right, so this is your little room. So you put a door here. Okay, so you can have double garage doors here or double doors. It's up to you which one you prefer. Okay, so the materials that you need for this site, you can just put it in one of these boxes. So your wood, your extra HQM, Melfrax, you can put it in the boxes up here. Okay, for those of you who don't know how, this is how you do it. You jump up inside, crouch jump to get in, and then try to push it as far back as possible, and then slap it down. So here, same thing, you just back up a bit, you'll be able to angle it to the wall, and there you have it, 2 large boxes. Okay, of course you can do by putting the small barbecue and all that, but I don't recommend having so many boxes out here because it's just a 1 wall raid. Okay, so don't put anything important here, yeah, remember that. So these will be your doors coming out, and then this is where you put your first window, so you can see if anybody's trying to door cam you. Okay, your exit will be here. Let's see, where shall we put the exit better? This one is definitely a window. What shall we do? Shall we do it like this? Or squares? I think squares would be easier to build. Yeah, squares should be easier to build for you guys. Let's see, if you're gonna do squares, then I'll have to change this. Because I went autopilot just now building the floor frame, because we more or less use a slightly different version in the live server. So this is what you do. Slap this one down, just a minor difference, nothing big. Okay, and then is it like this? This one is like that, and then like this. Yes. Sorry. Okay, so small frame there, and then for the honeycomb, your door will be here. Actually, it also works if it's this side, right? So we can have it here. 1, 2, 3. So make sure they're opening inwards, so you get your airlock. Okay. So if you don't want a peek out window here, you want it to be your spawn room, what you will have to do is make these higher up. Okay, and then okay, you can jump that high, so no worries there. So you put your wall here. Okay, and then you half height it. And full. So that's where you put your, that is where you put your locker and your spawn bed. Okay, so this is where your door will go. Your loot stuff will be there. This is a cupboard. Okay, it's covered. I need to fly to do this because I forgot to upgrade it just now. Okay, make sure you remember to upgrade these. Right, you can do it like this. Right, you can do this. And as for here, you have no choice, but you have to increase the height, because otherwise you will not be able to enter your own door easily. Okay, so as for how to place stuff, I'll leave that up to you. Okay, at its stone version, this is the upkeep. Okay, so as you change it along, it will change differently. Okay, and to build your honeycomb, see, for this part, which is your TC, just put 2 triangles next to it. Okay, do it like that. Okay, repeat the same thing on this side, and you're done. Okay, if you just want a little bit of extra honeycomb, you can do this, but any extra honeycomb that you do, always remember it will increase your upkeep costs. Okay, so the most important half floors are where your main core is. So if people were to drill from the top, it will cost them more rockets to do so. Okay, so this is how you do it. If you don't have a ladder BP, just build a stairs construct right next to you and you can climb up all the way here. Okay, so this is how it looks like in its stone form. Okay, so slight differences because I just honeycombed extra on one side and I didn't honeycomb on one side here. Okay, so this is how the base would look like. That's how the cost is. And if you enjoyed this video, you can give it a thumbs up, right? And I'll be building more base examples for you to have a look at. Okay, so this is all beginner friendly builds, no fancy stuff. The only fancy thing is the stability bunker. Okay, so once it's fully upgraded, like that one over there, it's 23 rockets from any direction. Door path is 33 rockets or something like that. Okay, so the only BPs you will require will be the garage door, the reinforced glass windows, and that's about it. That's the only BP stuff that you will need. Everything else is you will not need anything else. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.